Guess what? There's no law saying you must work until you're 65. You can trust us on this. We've checked. Growing numbers of Americans dream of leaving the workforce early and getting a head start on their retirement. But there's a new generation of workers who are striving to take early retirement to another level with the FIRE, F-I-R-E, movement. They aim to blaze a new path toward retirement. They believe they can retire by the time they're in their 30s or 40s. Yeah, you heard that right. But how? Is it actually realistic to retire at age 45 or even 35? Hello and welcome back to the Finance Guardian channel. Join us as we take a closer look at the FIRE movement and find out whether it's right for you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell beside it, and let's get started. So, what is the FIRE movement? FIRE stands for Financial Independence Retire Early. The idea is to save and invest aggressively, roughly 50 to 75% of your income so that you can retire sometime in your 30s and 40s. The only way to have a chance of making this happen is to save at least half of your income. Most people, however, will not be capable of fulfilling the demands of this lifestyle. Many Americans retire with debt, and about half of households headed by seniors age 55 and older have no retirement savings at all. The National Council on Aging reported that the median debt of senior households in 2019 was $31,050. And according to the Kaiser Family Foundation, more than 15 million adults, 65 and older, are economically insecure. People who do pursue FIRE generally follow these steps. Number 1. Find your FIRE number. Saving for retirement begins with setting a goal regardless of whether you plan to retire early or not. The 4% rule is often used by FIRE followers to determine when they have officially become financially independent. The 4% rule says that if you invest 25 times your annual cost of living in a mix of stocks and bonds, you can withdraw 4% per year without running out of money. To calculate your quote-unquote FIRE number, or the investment asset value you will need to retire, multiply your yearly expenses by 25. For example, if you spend $60,000 per year on average, your FIRE number is about $1.5 million. But FIRE followers should be cautious when applying the 4% rule. It is based on historical rates of return and is modeled over a 30-year retirement period. Experts say that factors such as longer life expectancy and unstable investment markets mean this rule is outdated, and you should plan for a longer retirement if you retire early. Number 2. Decrease your spending. If you are serious about FIRE, you must reduce your expenses because the less you spend, the more money you can put into your retirement nest egg. FIRE enabled Jim White to retire at the age of 43. His wife Lisa, who is also retired, and their daughter live with him in Panama. He has a blog entitled Route to Retire where he describes his FIRE journey. His savings ratio peaked at 60% before retirement, and his net worth was over $1.7 million at the beginning of 2022. However, White does not encourage extreme saving. He says, quote, "If you're saving so aggressively that you're missing out on today, then you're doing it wrong." White instead suggests striking a balance between saving as much as possible and enjoying the present. Taking vacations, for instance, was a priority for his family, so they kept that in their budget and cut back on other things that weren't as important. That meant going without new cars, fancy clothes, expensive groceries, and an oversized home, he explains. Aside from allowing you to invest more toward your early retirement, decreasing your spending to become comfortable with living with less means you can retire with less in the bank and still maintain your current lifestyle. If you spend $50 a week eating out, cooking at home could save you $200 a month or $2,400 a year. Using the 4% rule, you'll be able to shave off a boggling $60,000 from your retirement goal. $2,400 multiplied by 25 equals $60,000. Suddenly, takeout becomes less tempting. Number 3. Increase your income. FIRE followers often seek to increase their income and put the additional money into savings, making sure to avoid lifestyle creep and continue to live on as little as they comfortably can. One way to increase your income is to ask your current employer for a raise. In cases where that's not an option, transferring to a higher-paying job can help you save more for retirement. Obtaining an in-demand professional certification may help you increase your pay if it is relevant to your field. A lot of FIRE followers look for additional sources of income aside from their full-time job. Investing in real estate, freelancing in your current field, or starting a side business are a few ideas that you can explore. FIRE variations. In 1992, Vicky Robin and Joe Dominguez published the book Your Money or Your Life, which laid the groundwork for the FIRE movement. The book helps readers rethink their relationship with money and find fulfillment in consuming less to invest a large proportion of their income. The goal is to reach a crossover point where your investments generate more income than your expenses. There are now several varieties of the FIRE movement, each tailored to a different retirement lifestyle goal. Number 1. Fat FIRE, having the ability to retire without compromising your current lifestyle. For this, you will need to use the most aggressive investment and saving strategies. Number 2. Lean FIRE, living a minimalist lifestyle to cut expenses to the bone in retirement. People who adopt this lifestyle aim to live on no more than $25,000 per year. Number 3. Barista FIRE. This is a middle ground between lean and fat FIRE. You can ensure a more than minimalist retirement lifestyle by a combination of working part-time or in gigs and saving. Why the FIRE movement may not be for everyone. Although few reliable data exist on who identifies with the FIRE movement, it's clear that the dream of achieving financial independence is not exclusive to high-income earners. In 2018, TD Ameritrade surveyed 1,503 U.S. adults aged 45 and older who hold investable assets of more than $250,000. This included 753 people who claimed to be or plan to become financially independent. About one-third of respondents who were already financially independent had incomes between $50,000 and $99,900, which contradicts the conventional wisdom that FIRE is only possible for people with six-figure incomes. Still, there are obvious barriers to the most ambitious FIRE goals, such as retiring at the age of 35 and 40. For starters, student debt. According to the Federal Reserve, more than half of young adults who attended college have student debt, with an average monthly payment of $200 to $299. Tanja Hester, the author of Work Optional and a leading figure in the FIRE community, says that student loans may slow down the process of becoming financially free, but they do not have to be a permanent barrier. It's just another savings goal, Hester says. In order to do something like retire early, you're going to have to go through several financial milestones. It's understandable why you might see it as a hurdle, but it's just another thing to figure out. Just like figuring out how you're going to fund your early retirement years, how you'll fund your traditional retirement years, or how you're going to get healthcare. Don't do FIRE just to escape a job you hate. The FIRE movement may appeal to you if you are unhappy with your job. In fact, only 34% of American workers report being actively engaged at work. It's no surprise then that young workers are wishing to leave the workplace altogether. But a deeper problem exists beneath the surface, and FIRE won't solve it. You don't need FIRE if you hate your job. What you really need is to embark on a new career path. America's career coach, Ken Coleman, refers to it as finding your sweet spot. It's where your greatest talents and passions intersect. It's something that even FIRE followers will be able to relate to. If your only intention is to retire early so you don't have to go to work on Monday, you'll be disappointed. Life is too short to spend decades or even a year doing work you hate. The risks of FIRE. FIRE is viewed as a risky concept by some critics. Saving 25 times your annual expenses using the traditional 4% rule is viewed as a safe withdrawal rate for a 30-year retirement. If someone retires at 40 instead of the expected retirement age of 65, they may easily outlive their savings. To mitigate this risk, some people who are pursuing FIRE invest in passive income streams such as rental properties to increase their annual cash flow. Others choose income-generating activities they are passionate about, such as blogging or starting a business. Even though retiring at 30 is not realistic for most Americans, the general principle of financial independence remains something that everyone should aim for. And that's all the time that we have today, folks. We hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please hit that like button. If you're new around here, subscribe to our channel to remain updated about all of our future videos. We'll see you next time.